Thanks, Loran. A tragic tale, I'm sure you'll all agree. Okay, so I'm just going to get Matt up to say a few words now, just before we get our next little featurette, who needs no introduction. But I'll introduce Matt.
Hello everybody, thank you for being here. It's very, very, very nice night for it. It's been a great night for Lish, and very, very entertaining as normal. Colin is very humble. Colin had a lot to do with this night as well, so I want to say thank you to Colin and thank you for emceeing. I want to say thank you to Baz on sound. Thank you. He does this every fortnight for us. Sometimes the sound people get forgotten, but sound's very difficult. It shouldn't be, but it is. So thank you, Baz. Thank you to basically the features tonight for everyone for being here and everyone for supporting this event since the 2 years that Lish has done. It's 2 years next month. It's really, really good. Really good effort. Thank you to Michael as well. Congratulations to Lish on a beautiful art piece, and Michael's purchase, congratulations to you on the purchase, and thank you for the donation. The bar will display it properly, thank you. Yes, the horses there on display, just where you come in near the front door, there is a horse hanging. It's a paper mache, I think, it's very beautiful. That is available, yeah. I get a very easy job as well, just to say thank you to one more person. Actually, I'd also like to say thank you to Paul first, who also helps every second week here as well. And somebody else. I just want to say thank you to Lish, and I just want to say how appreciative we are of Lish and how much we love Lish and how much we love what she does. When we first opened, very soon after we first opened, a couple of beautiful local people who you may know, Loran and Steve, were coming here to check out the new bar and to support what we're trying to do, and they said, oh, we think our friend Lish might like to do a poetry gig here, I think she'd like this place. So they promised to bring Lish, and they brought her one night, and I was busy off doing something, and they showed Lish around the venue. And I think before I got to meet Lish, she'd already planned the first 4 Poetryspectives. That's the kind of, she just does so. She's so energetic, and it takes so much to organise, and she's just done a fabulous job since the first day she came here, really. So well done, Lish. This space is meant to be an intelligent, entertaining community space. And this event is perfect. It's everything that we want it to be. It's highly, highly entertaining. I hadn't seen a lot of poetry nights before being involved with Lish, and just to see so many great poets from all over Melbourne, for everyone from Waffle Iron Girl to Thabani to Sean O'Callaghan, like the breadth of talent amongst the Melbourne poetry scene is amazing. And Geelong, very good in Geelong, underrated. It's a very, very good scene, and Lish brings it to us once a fortnight, and we are so, so grateful, and we also love her work and her performances and her hosting and everything she does. Thank you, Lish. I hope you have a wonderful night. Before Lish gets on, I'm just going to read, this is the other thing that we love about this event, is that it makes people think of others, which is part of what we wanted to do as well. So people read their own poem and they read someone from somebody else's, and that's a beautiful thing. And I also just wanted to say, in terms of being a community bar, which it's on the front wall, this is the most multicultural event that we have, that Lish has managed to combine so everybody. This event reflects Footscray and how wonderful and diverse the world is, and I really love that about this as well. So I'm going to read one of Paul's poems and one of Lish's poems. I was going to read Paul's poem about an indignant iron that keeps beeping, because I think we can all relate to that. But in flicking through to find that, I found something else that I really loved that reminded me of working reminded me well of life. This is called It Doesn't Matter If, from Paul Schgetz. It doesn't matter if your teeth fall out of your head, as long as you follow the script. It doesn't matter if your bones ache like deep space at the end of every shift, as long as you follow the script. It doesn't matter if your expenses outweigh your income, as long as you follow the script. It doesn't matter if you get to eat lunch one day in 5, as long as you follow the script. If we had time, we could talk about what all that means, but it's a very good poem. And just a poem of Lish's. I've read this before. I really like it. It's a really bouncy Lish poem. It's bouncy, I think. Walk around. This is called But Wait, There's More. This is always very relevant. Do you believe in democracy? Do you cherish freedom? Want to know more? Join the war! See the faces of dead friends and dead strangers. Receive the prize of gunshot paranoia. Learn how to bomb countries with efficiency. And to take orders without question. Learn diplomacy and dispute resolution techniques using advanced military hardware. Believe in God, save the world from terror. Join today and your family could receive a lost in action telegram, free of charge. But wait, there's more. Enlist in the next 24 hours and you will be taken on a complimentary field trip where you can put your new training into action, receive free inoculations against diseases like anthrax, cholera, common sense, and other bioweaponry. Join now, America and the world need you. But there is a caveat. Gays, artists, and free thinkers need not apply. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Matt. And now, with no further ado, we're going to hear from Lish herself. So, come on, Lish.
The bird was a girl with a scream in her head, a cry to escape from under her heart's crooked wing. The bird was a girl with a crook in her side, twisted from things she had seen. The scream in her head turned to sobs, then a whimper. She knew it was time to give in. So the bird of the girl let the scream die away, and then she began to sing. She sang to the earth as her wings unfurled, raising her head to the trees. She sang of her sorrow loud and long, until it was lost to the wind. Then the bird of the girl took flight once again. No scream in her head, she was free. Yeah. Before I continue, thank you. If there are no Facebook statuses about this for a while, please understand I'm still digesting it. All the goodness, all the love, all the juicy, tutti fruity feelings that are going on inside me right now, which are just absolutely wonderful. Thank you for being here, you know, and for your support, and I really, really appreciate it. There you are. Thank you. Of the retrospective. This poem is not in Paul's book, and I love this poem, and I'm wondering who the woman was that he wrote it for, because it was before he met me. But yes, I know, but it is a marvelous piece, and it is called A Romance. One day you will be telling them about that hazy night you met in a pub over an ale, surrounded by circumstance. How your eyes knew and saw, smoke your cloak, enigma your sword. How in each other's arms you found the cleanest high. How a walk threw you together, and the only end you'll allow is death. For now, at least. Michael Reynolds requested I read a piece, but before I do that, I'm actually going to do this one because I found it first. Alright, here we go.
Don't forget to look at the page occasionally.
Sit like a lady, talk like a lady, walk like a lady. Be a lady, you're only 3. Tall as my knee, gonna train you early to be a good girlie. So, eat like a lady, think like a lady, act like a lady. Be a lady, you're out of nappies, time to get flashy. Dress you like you're 23, perfect little pageant queen. You look so cute in a grown-up suit. Show the young boys what they can look forward to. Strutting in bikinis, careful of the headpiece. Give those judges a wink. Mummy wants you to win. So act like a lady, eat like a lady, think like a lady, talk like a lady. Be a lady, be a lady, be a lady. Okay, this is for you. For some reason, I don't know why, but she's...
Fittingly, he's not in the room.
Oh my god. Okay, I remember. It's a sci-fi vision flitting past your eyes. Blue strobe, yellow globe lighting up the night. Brightly lit train quick into the city. High-rise building selling someone's favourite ice cream. A glowing red step and says watch television. It's a high beam driving dream under the bridges. No book, gotta look at Melbourne's features. A dirty river holding up a blue fish. Telstra dome telling you to make a wish for a mobile phone. So you can call and text everyone you know. It's the casino's ground rising up through the red. Fountains of gambling, a gift from the government with cards and chips. Restaurants lined up on the concrete strip. People spending more than they earn in a week. It's fast, hard living, rushing through your brain with drugs and clubs and sex and games like footy, cricket, tennis, and footy, and cricket and the soccer, and footy, and cricket and the rugby, and footy, and cricket and the races, and footy, and cricket and a meat pie. It's a sci-fi vision flitting past my eyes. Porch lights flickering in the hazy night. Brendan's requested this piece, and one of the ones that I kind of know that I like to check on paper just in case. So I'm sitting here so that I do the best job for you, Mr. Reynolds. And this is called I Can Treat Myself, or Funnel Webs Aren't from China. Ginkgo was bitten by a funnel-web spider in the bush. We said, we'll take it to the hospital. He said, that's okay. I know Chinese medicine. I can treat myself. He brewed up teas, shoved herbs on his foot, wrapped them in an old bandage. Days passed. Ginkgo's foot began to swell. He acquired a walking stick. We said, we'll take you to the hospital. He said, that's okay, this is normal. But I know Chinese medicine. I can treat myself. Some of the ferals decided to help him. Wolf turned up with oranges, the theory being that citrus would counteract the poison. Kim and Vanessa served him hot meals and gave massages throughout the day. Increase his circulation, they said. The extra blood flow will help. The home remedies continued for at least a week, from yogurt and garlic to energy healing. Then Ginkgo's foot began to turn green, black, purple. His skin became clammy, senses a jumble. We said, we'll take you to the hospital. He slurred, Chinese medicine, treat myself away spiders. My herb, I'll treat myself. An hour into the meeting, sorry. We picked him up to take to the hospital. The ferals blockaded the car. You can't take Ginkgo if he doesn't want to go. He knows Chinese medicine, and it's his choice. We had a meeting. An hour into the meeting, Ginkgo passed out. It was then decided that Ginkgo should go to hospital after all. 2 weeks later, he returned to camp, wearing one shoe, waving the other one around, saying, not sure I do know Chinese medicine. I studied it myself. Perhaps I should study naturopathy instead. I kind of call this an old faithful because it's something that I fall back on, and I'm a huge nature lover. And when I wrote this, I was passenger in a car on the way to Minyip to stay with Eric Beach, and I had this like arrogant moment of, I'm going to channel Kerouac, Ginsberg, and Eric, and I am going to impress Eric so much. And of course it was a hell of a lot longer. And I read it to him and he went, you're competition now. So, this is a piece that I wrote for Eric and actually Homer Reith, and it's called Road to Minyip. Ground never meets the horizon. Trees stretch beyond their bark and still don't sweep the sky. It sits like a globe around canola fields, more yellow than an acre of buttercups, and the sun still blinds you from behind clouds. We drive on bitumen, past red roads, over creeks where no water runs to smooth the bed. Each town has a cemetery. A partially locked gate says we'll have you, but not today. Pubs seem more interesting. Their barflies have different stories. The clean air could lift you off the ground, and the man-made dams are brown. Shadows burn like mirrors. The closer to Minyip, the larger the sky. Each road song answers a question. A stark patchwork, sun leans on the earth. Lazy rainbow bends the dirt road, flatland for miles, haystacks and silos. One gum tree, bridge over a dry river. I'm thinking about whiskey. Water tanks hum in the wind. It's big old burger. This is a very short outline. I'm learning Tai Chi, just in case I ever get attacked in slow and this is my little becoming microscopic. Soon there will be no. Here's a new. Actually, before I do this poem, I heard this other poem in my head for a few days now, and it's something that started as a joke, but kind of ended up serious unintentionally, and it's called Holy Spirits. My Father, who art in bottle, Dad is not your name. Thy drink has won, thy lecture begun. At home there is no heaven. Give us this day a sober thought, and forgive us our wanting, as we forgive you. And lead us not into your bottle, but deliver us from abuse. If thine is the kingdom forever and ever, say not amen, but consider us your offspring. Here's a short, actually, one more.
How did we get away with that? That's not
It's
fair.
new, relatively new, and it was inspired by Kendra Keller's moon poems in her book My Moon, and I always said I wasn't going to write a moon poem, so there you are. But thank you, Kendra. Yes. This is called Joker Moon. If only I could pluck you to wear around my neck, though you are rock and I am flesh, in constant transient moon, companion of solitude. You always look better when I'm in love. The pearl of autumn, light bulb in a winter sky, summer's sigh of cool relief, a spring view enhancement. I stopped writing poems about you when I grew up. I never saw the man in the moon, just an old lady knitting, longest scarf in the universe. She looked lonely like me.
Ding,
Thank you.
ding, ding, ding.
Thank you very much.
Ding.
Thank you, Lish. Back on the stage. Okay, let's hear it for Lish. Okay, back on to our... hang on.
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you, Lish. All right, okay, next on the open mic we've got Charlotte. And the ukulele, happy days.
Out later. I just wrote one little short piece just then that Lish's photo piece with Our Father just inspired there that I think is really pertinent. Instead of forgive and forget, let us choose preserve and protect. This one also I've written early today, and Waffle Line Girls' entire set matched so perfectly with something I'd written 4 hours early today, that's titled For the Mothers of Diaspora. When I was 3, I cut the feet off my first ever Barbie doll, along with hacking off her long blonde hair and then dyeing it black. I've always seen that moment as the beginnings of my sapphic goth girl journey until now. Even as a tiny human, I was an intersectional feminist. I now realized I had wanted my doll to be shorter, have both shorter and darker hair, to represent the woman who I'd most valued, who even then I conceptualized the world had undervalued. I wanted my doll to look like little Vicky, my mama, whom I may not have always understood, but I always had come to respect. To all the mamas and caregivers who make themselves smaller as they crouch down, even smaller to help others to their feet. You are mighty. You stand at 7 feet tall. To me, salamat po. Nakita ko. So I've been on leave from work. So my day job, I work in family violence and child welfare. Before that, I worked in refugee policy, and before that, crisis family violence. So I actually really like intense spaces, but I also don't slow down. And so I've had some time off to kind of just give myself space, which has been terrifyingly but beautiful. And one thing I found when going to see my mum was this book of Tupac's poetry, which was actually the first ever exposure to poetry that most people don't actually conceptualize when they think of me, that I actually was exposed to poetry through rap battles with my brother and breakdancing back when I was like 5 years old, because I give off like major hoity-toity Thabani, you've seen the Good Place vibes, and that is equally as part of me. So I'm going to read a couple of pieces from Tupac's book, The Rose That Grew from Concrete. Yeah, it's a great book. So I'm going to start with the first one, The Rose That Grew from Concrete, and then another one for me, For the Righteous. The rose that grew from concrete. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete, proving nature's law wronged? It learned to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learns to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete, even when no one else even cared. And this is one of my favourite ones from the book, Only for the Righteous. I'm down with strictly dope, so that means I'm more than you can handle. Hot, I'm hotter than the wax from a candle. Him, that's rock, he's my microphone companion. Lyrics full of knowledge, truth and understanding. Hobbies, rapping is my only recreation. Retire, you must be on some kind of medication. Why? Because I'll never loosen up my mic grip. Drugs, never, cause I'm living on the right tip. Sex, only with my girl because I love her babies. Impossible, I always use a rubber board. Barely cause I'm keeping myself busy. Scratch, nah, I leave the cutting up to Dizzy. Yeah, that's my DJ, he's the greatest. Word, nah, is paying me to say this. The mind is something that I cultivate and treasure. Thanks, you're welcome, and besides, it was my pleasure. This next part is where I get super nervous because I've never played music in front of people, even though I've played since I was a bubba. So this one is a song I wrote yesterday because I read to children through a group called Reading Out of Poverty, as reading and learning and education is one of the ways to break past that barrier. And so I've been doing reading to young children since I was a child, across the world, but also in my own local community. And one of the things in this book called The Wrong Book is this kid's telling a story, and all these other characters like pirates and dragons and queens take up the story and being like, but this is my book, and it gets to the end of the book and the kid doesn't get to tell his story. So I read this book before and I realised, oh shit, this story's about me. So I wrote a song about it.
Nicholas Echo, you're in a pickle. Your story is never yours. Nicholas Echo, you are not fickle, opening and closing doors. Nicholas Echo, your walls are not little. You too need space to grow. Nicholas Echo, boundaries can tickle, so much to do and know. Nicholas Echo, what's there to do? So many folk who hold close to you. Nicholas Echo, this rendezvous, it's people like you, people just like me.
I'm fairly sure I wrote it before I was not. It had nothing to do with that. No.
Nicholas Echo, they might contest, tell you that they are trying their best. Nicholas Echo, this might be true, but they must also see that your love cost a thing or two. It's not that you don't care, plenty of love and space to share. You don't save some for you, your summer leaves will start to shed back. Nicholas Echo, put your foot down, go find your courage, go find it now. Nicholas Echo, make yourself proud. This is your moment. This song right here is yours. It's mine, it's ours.
Beautiful. Yeah. Nice to hear a little musical interlude since I've spoken word tonight. Okay, next up we've got Laura Fisher.
Hi, thanks to Lish for running such an amazing gig. I was very appreciative when she gave me a feature, and I love that she gets people reading other poetry. So I'm going to read from this book called Word Wine. I bought it when Ahmet, I can't say his surname, I'll call him Ahmet D, came from India. Hamish? I still can't.
There's a wild one.
But this is one of the best books one of the best things I ever bought. I so do not regret buying this book. So I'm going to read a few poems, well, not a few. I'll read 3. I'll try and keep it quick. The first one is by Rachel George, and it is called "Look What Your Voice Has Done to Me." Ever since I heard your voice, I opened doors at the faintest sound. I hear the whisper of the bird. Ever since I heard your voice, a song wafts through the deepest recesses of my soul. And just now, a battered word appeared before me, whole. So that's the first one. The next one is by a poet called Vinita Agarwal, and it's called Invertebrate Beginnings. I wish I could feel right now what I will feel at the end. The present is delicate, like a tile-winged moth fluttering over the mind, like a yellow sailboat butterfly hovering over a pond. Beautiful, but not sunk very deep. What I want is deep, that thick bottom of wet earth at the pond's belly, where the mud tightens over your ankles in a fist-like grip, making you revel in its hold, so that you know you're planted in it, a lotus stem, delirious with feelings water. Either that, or just make me feel now what I will, when all this ends, as it must. When I become a spectator to your image, viewing you from 2 feet away or more. When memory acquires a bone, a vertebra of contemplation and hindsight, all endings taste like dead moths, flaky, papery, curiously unfinished, especially at the antennae, that go about exploring things not in their realm. And the last one was written by a doctor called Pratik Tiwari, and I don't get the context of a lot of his poetry. It's quite political, but he does not seem to like Monsanto, and you'll definitely get that. So I picked a non-political one. This one is called Aganzal. The road is desolate and the night is long tonight. I am afraid. Will I sing a song again? Will I sing that song again tonight? Like an aspirin tablet, you are dissolved in my darkness. Let me take a sip. Don't go. I'm coming along tonight. Tumultuous days make way to silent nights. Memories exploded. Had there been a big bang tonight? Thousands of words lie scattered on my desk. I pick up some, and to them you belong tonight. Pratik, such drama with scraps you know. Write a gazelle for her and recite it on the phone tonight. Thanks.
Thanks, Laura. Some pretty cool stuff there. Okay, so we're going to have one more open mic before our final feature tonight. Yeah. So next on the open mic, we've got another one of our, the real lifeblood of spoken word in Melbourne, Benny. Yeah.
I'm very excited to hear Tim. So, just outside the den, the perfect parallel park, neat like a haiku.
Thanks, Benny. You're keeping me on your toes. All right, okay. So I'll introduce our next feature now. Tim Evans is still recovering from being English. Sorry.
That's all you need.
I hate to have to break this to you, but I'm pretty sure it's a chronic condition.
Bloody hell!
And can be found performing his poems at gigs and slams all over Melbourne and beyond. His hobbies are anxiety, depression and jokes, and he often does them all at the same time. He's been published on Audacious Volume 4, has featured at the Dan O'Connell, Album Cap Readings, Poetry at Tago Mago and Poets Corner, and was a Slammer Ding Dong 2017 finalist. Several people have said nice things about his poetry, but have refused to go on the record. He likes using self-deprecation, but he's not very good at it. Okay, let's hear it up for Tim.
Poetryspective!
I just shout at people, that get people to
This is a 20-second Lish's amazing plug, just so the battery that powers the archive instrument can be changed. One of the most amazing things about this whole gig is it's actually online. There's a YouTube channel. Steve Smart and his sexy greatness. Hamish, all about This Is the Verse. Matt, on occasion. But even better, there's Lish and Paul on YouTube in all their eternal glory. I believe Colin has now changed the battery in the camera. Great. This has been a Black History moment in Australia. My name is Benjamin Gill, your singers. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. I happen to love Melbourne, but live in Geelong. Welcome back, your sexy feature. This is Timmy.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Last time I was here, I took a trip to the future. This is a kind of a trip to the past. This is called Dear Younger Tim. Maybe I've read too much science fiction, but this letter puts me in a difficult position. See, I don't think I can tell you anything without the risk of changing everything. If it's any consolation as a thought experiment, I guess this suggests you find some contentment. I wish that I could spare you the fear, but I don't know how else you can get here, except the way that you're going, learning how to make yourself home in the not knowing. Okay, just a couple more. We're nearly home. We're nearly home. When Lish, God bless her, let's hear it for Lish one more time. When Lish invited me to do this, she was like, we want a really positive, really good fun set. That's why I've asked you. In honour to you, Lish, this is what I want written on my gravestone. That was a point at which you should have laughed, but...
I was thinking hopeless, like rainbow colors. You're being addressed. Awesome.
Here lies the late Timothy James Evans.
Oh!
Better he be late than never.
Yeah!
This epitaph and a half he wrote himself into being and back out. Born 7th of December 1980 and every day thereafter. Now, not so much dead, just finished being born. Do not weep over him, it's already quite damp down here. And his luminous being might or might not be dwelling in agnostic heaven. Please, if you can, leave smiling, because he did. And that hard one was his greatest achievement. Alright, this is going to be the last one. And I have to give credit to a wonderful poet called Ariel Cottingham. This is called Learning to Dance after Ariel Cottingham.
Who's that?
She's from Texas.
Yeah, AK though.
Ariel Cottingham, formerly of this parish, and then of Tasmania, and now of Berlin, I believe. And she fucking killed Southern Fried as well, yeah. Check out Ariel Cottingham, basically what I've done is I've ripped off a couple of verses of Ariel Cottingham and called it my own poem. And, I mean, in poetry that's called illusion.
No! Great poets steal.
Yeah. Alright, so, the Ariel Cottingham poem is called I Am a Dancer. Check that out. Buy her book. Buy all her shit. It's fine. I know a poet, and she is a dancer. Her blood is full of C4 and fireworks. My blood is full of manure and fire ants. But I'm learning how to dance with myself. Now, dancing with yourself isn't easy to do because there's two of you, with two left feet and two right feet too. Been recounting the steps to my same old blues when I could have been creating some brand new moves. Slip through, two hip, slide 4 soft feet, all 8 limbs now moving in unison, learning how to dance with myself again. Thank you. Been stuck in this double time marching tempo, but I'm learning how to roll and dip with the blows, when to hold myself close and when to let myself go, when I need to lead and when to follow, when I need to reset my own inner metronome and take the time to dance with myself slow. And when I spin out, how to reach for the hand that helps me stay in control. Sometimes my mind still loops around the breakdown, loops around the breakdown, loops around the breakdown. Head spin windmill, there is a time too in the dance to be still. Finally I get it. I didn't listen for my rhythm. Started dancing to the wrong lyric, constantly remixing my old shit, finding ways to try and transpose it, though I've always found the rhythm in these pre-written lines, brought every single syllable delivered right on time, in the wider cipher of what might be called real life. The gift what I've been given is too sick for a freestyle. So when I close my notebook and try something off the top, try something off the top, I choke up, keep my mouth shut, if I even try to show up. Tongue stuck behind teeth, feet stuck behind beats of conversation, so I just chose isolation. I use meter in my features because 3 verses too demanding. Without structure, words are ruptured and I utter next to nothing. But I am Elton fucking John, don't you know that I'm still standing? Still tiny dancing, still stepping on my own feet and giving myself space. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, that don't leave me in the same place. I'm just learning to dance with myself.
Okay, beautiful, thanks Tim. Okay, right, next on the open section, we're getting through them now. I said it was going to be a late night. We've got the wonderful Eddy Burger.
So I'm doing a couple of pieces. My first one is by William and Carlos Williams. This is just to say. So it's called This Is Just to Say. It's quite minimalist, you'll have to listen, it's short. This is just to say. I have eaten the plums that were in the icebox and which you were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me, they were delicious, so sweet and so cold. And this is a piece by me called I'm not sure what it's called, but it could be called what ho's sausage. What ho's sausage? Thy larder is well stocketh for the nonce. Thy pastries well baked. Absconded were they from my own cloister. What saith thee? Be to that, rapscallion. Thou art a rogue and a vagabond. Get ye gone from mine tabernacle. Were I to say that thou have a sharp mind, thou shouldst not it be in jest. Getteth ye down from thy ramparts, thou errant dog's body, thou rambunctious, felonious, floundering flounder, and purveyor of profound detritus. Thy jester of jesting gesticulations, render thee mine supplicant unto thy thorny bush. Thy custom-bridge conundrum of the Lavender fjords, thy glutinous pompous fop, 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 thou faux foppish, it fakes me fry. If you think so, yeah, fry food. Unhand that tender maiden, with thy tenderest breast and such fair skin of the most sublime softness, 'twould put sandpaper to shame. Thy Glastonbury deviations dost sprechen of monolithic grotesqueries. Thy palatial palindromes and played are fit only for philanderers. Thy no, nonny, no, nonny, no, oh, derry down, derry, derriere. Yet willeth, might I ask of this muscular maid, wherefore dost thou goest, tenderest morsel? What bringeth thee unto thy maidenhead? Thou tankard brimful, and thy cleavage brimming all the more so. Wouldst thou sharest with mine, thou bounteous beauty, so well stocked with sausage? Oh, take of me my life, and I shall pay thee back tenfold. So would I sprechen, were I an easy lay, unto the breach I say, quit taunting me, attempting to sway me not, my most weak of wills. Oh, I am but a wretched, shallow creature. Begone, strumpet of thy water closet. Begone, strumpet of thy water closet. Thou provocative raconteur, thou Nottingborough neoplast of chrysanthemic Corinthian idolatries, cometh ye not unto my table till the morrow of yesteryear? What doth sayest thee be to that, thy glutinous pompous fop? Fop, 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 fop! Returneth thou unto thy water closet.
Okay, lots of words as ever. Okay, alright. Next on the open section we've got Sis.
Whoa, this is too high. Yeah, that's better. Wow, really feeling the vibe in here. Positive energy. Yeah, so I'm going to share you my very first poem. My second poem I've ever written. It's called Positivity. Oh, this light's very bright. But it's all about the light, right? Alright, so here it goes. Positivity. We know the word, but do we really understand it? Have you found yourself hiding behind your pain with a smile lately? While knowing that this feeling of covering your face with a mask is driving you crazy? Is that what it really means to be positive? Or is that the definition of fake? Are you asleep or are you awake? We all know that a child is afraid of the dark, but what are you afraid of? The light? Am I wrong or am I right? Have you often struggled to sleep at night? Are you a child or are you grown? Is it all about what you own, or do you really feel like you're all alone? If the dark is what you're not afraid of, then why won't you step inside and open your eyes? Is it because you're feeling shy? Forget all that. It's time to flap your wings and fly. Oh, so you're dying inside. Please open up and tell me why. Fears leading to holding back tears. Let it all show. It's okay to cry. Not to worry. Everything is going to be alright. Believe that this will lead you to a path of feeling grateful to be alive. As I listen to you speak, do you feel like you're going too deep? Or do you feel like you're swimming back up to hang with the wolves and away from all the sheep? Do you feel the light creeping in while slowly getting back on your feet? However you feel while you express yourself is when the light starts showing. Move towards it and you may see yourself glowing. Knowing that you are not alone will have you feeling at peace. Understanding that feeding yourselves and others with honesty is the healthiest for us to eat. Did the ego die while swallowing your pride? Has it shocked you inside or made you want to strive and thrive? The truth is, those whose eyes are wide open can really read a book by its cover. Which would you rather? As you decide to stop fronting, may this light the fire in you and let go and stop at nothing. First, you uncover yourself by taking off that mask. As your face starts showing, you ask yourself, where is this all going? Honesty leading to positivity. Follow that yellow brick road, my friend, and you will see yourself growing. As you finally awaken from this miserable dream, that's where you begin to see the sunbeams. You suddenly break into freedom, no longer hiding out of fear. You discover it's the light that brought us near. Our consciousness is the light bulb that has always been inside of us. In God we trust. Being truthful is all about self-love. As we look up into the heavens above, we see that life is a gift. Learning not to judge yourselves and others, but to see all mistakes as guidance. Confessions leading to lessons and blessings. Those are the real soul session. If you see someone different, try not to freak, as we are all naturally beautiful and unique. Don't let negative opinions get you down. Focus on yourself and wear that crown. Yes, we are all gifted. A shift in consciousness will all have us lifted. Would it be wrong if we all got along? Dreaming about this can only be the case until we all open our eyes and relocate to a better place. As the unconscious waterfall bleeds, we see our appreciation for life and the love we have within ourselves is what the world needs. Feel the soul of the universe resting inside of us all. Now you see where this is all going? You are Destiny's child. That positive energy leading you to a genuine smile. That real curve on your face is the light that lets me know you're in the right place. As we all shine bright, that's when it's okay for us to all say goodnight. Pass that light and dream big.
Okay, so next on the open mic, we've got Noelle and Flipper Jr.
It's actually from Antarctica. I've been there twice, and one time we went to the New Zealand research base, and they were all like, "Oh my God, there's a little child here. We must give it a thing. We miss our own." And I asked, "What was a good New Zealand name for it?" And they said As far as I know, I've never met anyone. So I think that they instead of after Dan Aykroyd, but I like Dan Aykroyd, so that's fine. And I said I would bring him along next time, because, yeah, so, yes. I'm reading something from a Czech poet.
Yeah, which one?
Vítězslav Nezval. Yes. He wrote an epic to Edison. I'm just going to read an excerpt. Life is but once, and then there is dark. We are dying in the ruins of the light, like day flies, like flash of lightning. And now the sky beyond the trees is brightening, electric wires tremble in the snow. Now promenades and coursers are aglow. Now our souls are viewed on the X-ray screen like Iki Sorai from the Paleocene. Now the clock's hand is moving towards 6, and now we go off together to the flicks. Now spectral shades of gamblers and of witches are put to flight by our electric switches. And now applause and cheers ring through the house. And Thomas Edison now takes his bows. The party's over now, your soul is dark. The guests have left and you are back at work. Look at those inventors and at their resources, yet the stars have not deviated from their courses. Look at all these people living quietly. No, this isn't work, nor even energy. This is adventures as on the high seas, locking oneself in one's laboratories. Look at all these people living quietly. No, this isn't work, it's poetry. It's intention and a bit of accident to become a poet who's to become one's country's president, to become a poet who's outstripped you all, to become a songbird holding you all to thrall, to always be lucky at the roulette, to be the discoverer of new planet. 1,000 apples have dropped in profusion, but only Newton drew the right conclusion. 1,000 people have had epileptic seizure, St. Paul alone had his converting vision. 1,000 nameless deaf have sought a haven, but only one of them was Beethoven. 1,000 madmen have considered ways, but only Nero could set Rome ablaze. 1,000 inventions come to us each season, but only one of them was that of Edison.
Thank you. No, beautiful. Okay, getting close. Next we've got Loran Steinberg.
I was wondering who that was.
Thank you, Colin. How good has Colin been tonight? Colin's wonderful. What to do tonight, so I picked one not by me and one by me, but the one not by me is one I do here kind of a lot, so if you've ever been here before where I've been here, you've probably heard me do E. Cummings. Either way, I'm going to read it, but I will mention that E. Cummings does not read his poetry like this, or did not read his poetry like this. He read it really quite a lot like it was the shipping news. Very much like the monotone, and I do not. I'm also going to read everything really fast because I'm fairly sure that I don't want to go over time. So this is the Cummings, When Faces Called Flowers Float Out of the Ground. Done far faster than he would have comfortably done it. When faces called flowers float out of the ground, and breathing is wishing, and wishing is having, but keeping is downward and doubting and never. It's April, yes, April, my darling, it's spring. Yes, the pretty birds frolic as spry as can fly. Yes, the little fish gambol as glad as can be. Yes, the mountains are dancing together. When every leaf opens without any sound, and wishing is having, and having is giving, but keeping is doting and nothing and nonsense. Alive, we're alive, dear. It's kiss me now, spring. Now the pretty birds hover, so she and so he. Now the little fish quivers, so you and so I. Now the mountains are dancing, the mountains are dancing. When more than was lost has been found, he's been found, and having is giving, and giving is living, but keeping is darkness, and winter is cringing. It's spring, oh now night becomes day, oh it's spring, or the pretty birds dive to the heartless sky, or the little fish climb through the mind of the sea, or the mountains are dancing, are dancing. That was about a third of the time he would have taken to do it though. Anyway, this is called A Bit Much Just for Coffee. I'll try and do it fast, it's a bit long, sorry. I never thought I'd find upper class people so frightening. It never occurred to me that they would be anything like their stereotypes, unconsciously parodying themselves. It should have been funny. If only someone had been as warped as me, it would have been, but there I was, watching them wonder if they could find a franchise of their gym in that part of New Zealand. Talking about how affordable fitness is. And fitness is every individual's responsibility, the latest thing in superior morality. It was supposed to be a wedding, holiday and honeymoon. I was there as a bridesmaid for my best friend. I just didn't quite fit with the plans on a spreadsheet and the diets and constant exercise, and it was all very healthy. And often listed as a major achievement was the weight that's been lost since someone went vegan. And of course now they're cruelty-free, not counting their tone when they're talking to me. Maybe I'll just never be entirely comfortable surrounded by that much white marble. And places so meticulously designed, I suspect that it was all just to ensure all visitors see comfort is irrelevant when your aim is to look wealthy. The wedding started in Adelaide, flew to New Zealand and did it again, and the ceremony was pretty good. The vows were beautiful, and seeing my best friend happy with her new wife made the trip worth it, at least most of the time. I should have left earlier. Just seen the weddings and gotten right out of there, but there I was. Said I'd stay to see it through, support my friend and check out New Zealand. I'd never left the country before. I was pretty excited just using my passport. Everything had a time and a place. We had uniforms to wear while getting our makeup. I'm still not sure why we'd want to dress like Tom Cruise. It might have been a risky business, but I was mostly just confused. I saw actual tantrums over the sleeping arrangements, and the youngest person there was in their mid-20s. Sulking followed. So I volunteered to sleep in the lounge room. It didn't help that I was a filthy smoker. It didn't help that I didn't really get their jokes. It didn't help that I'm pretty sure they were just too polite to call me a hobo, where I could hear them. Stomach bands and constant jogging, a dash through the room I was trying to sleep in at 6 a.m, turning the dishwasher on as they head out the door, so I dreamt of rain, dishes and washing every morning. But their carefully expressionless faces were screaming something along the lines of, "Why is she here?" And yes, my jokes fell flat too, but so did everything I said. Room stilled when I walked in, because there is little that can be said to someone who just doesn't belong in that sort of environment. A moment's silence for the conversations I've killed by saying anything. Did you have fun jogging? Is jogging fun? It's got to be right. They were doing it all the time. We're just going jogging. Bye! They took away my cups or plates just as soon as my back was turned and refolded and straightened any blankets I'd used just as soon as I left the room. Quite often I was still using them, hiding the evidence of my presence just as soon as they could. To be fair, it could have been some sort of OCD. Maybe I just don't fold things as neatly. Still, I got the impression a couple of times that... Jesus Christ, who's calling me? But if I didn't keep moving, I'd be cleared away too. And the view. The amazing, beautiful view. The only part of the trip I could afford to look until my eyes felt full. It was a bit much just for coffee. Seriously? No, it was a joke. It was just also wasn't. She didn't seriously mean that such extravagant views these days came with set menus. It was just a rich people joke. The attitude behind it kind of lodged in my throat. It was spritzes and manicures and airbrushing and a wedding on a golf course with a lake and a pontoon and someone using a leaf blower to keep the grass looking upright and photogenic. And mountains ringing round us like the foothills were just an arm's reach away, along with some sort of escape. It was someone's iPhone stolen and everyone confused because who at that golf course couldn't afford their own? Must have been a poor person who'd saved up enough to hang with the wealthy. The consensus was, it must have been someone like me. Later, my newlywed friend quietly told me from what she's seen, people that wealthy sometimes thieve indiscriminately, something to do with a neurosis brought on by excessive money. I was polite, did what I could, I stayed out of the way, didn't complain aloud. And when I came home, I hugged the walls of my house and swore for about 3 hours, just to catch up to my house self.
Thank you, Loran. We can kind of relate to that a little bit. Okay, so we've just got a couple more readings to go, and we've really got the some of the glitterality of the Melbourne spoken word scene remaining. We've got the runner-up and the winner of our Retro Slam back in November. So we'll start with Dr. Denise.
Everyone's really tired, so I probably should just do one. I don't know. Well, no. You know what? I'll just I'll do one that I think I'll do two, but the one that I'm going to do it's not. Yeah. You make me feel seen. And I think that's one of the things about Lish that's really, really just wonderful, because I feel the sense of being really invisible, and I'm really happy to be seen.
I see you.
It feels so good to be seen when someone you don't know stops and hears your song, pauses to appreciate the words you share, warmly exchanges photos of those they love, a medium to share joy, that spark that comes from being seen, noting the uniqueness of the othered, otherings dangling their feet on the drawn margins, gazing with grace and gratitude that they both stopped and noticed, nodded, acknowledged the beauty of the boundaries, the power of the unprivileged.
Oh, wow.
And this last piece is, because it's Black History Month in the States.
Oh, you're out! Oh, everywhere!
Yeah, there we go, everywhere. As the first ship that came to the States with
Jesus, the Jesus.
Well, we'll find out. It was in 1619, and this is hashtag 1619 project. Thank you. Thank you, 1619 project. I stand taller, stand prouder, stand knowing my ancestors were weighed down in chains as they were stolen from Angola by a Portuguese ship, then pirated by the lion, the white lion, a ship bound for Virginia, colony of Britain, Point Comfort, colonizing comfort, comforting free income, the beginnings of American slavery. I stand upright knowing that my people were shackled horizontally, packed like spoons, herded like cattle in exchange for provisions, yes, supplies, exchange, pocket change, in chains, chained, that line the bottom of the Atlantic, the Middle Passage Atlantic, the non-equilateral Atlantic, guarded by sharks, covered in seaweed, a triangle of wind that blowed from West Africa, Caribbean, Virginia, and back. Ivory Coast, Caribbean, Virginia, and back. Senegal, Caribbean, colonies and back. Colonies and back. Crack on the back. Messing me up, boyfriend. Senegal, Caribbean, back, Nigerian, Caribbean, colonies and back, Benin, Caribbean, Georgia and back, Georgia and back, cracked on the back, lashed on the back, 12 million chains, 12 million lives, 1.5 million still attached to those chains, feet floating upright while I stand upright. I thank you.
Hey, how about that, folks? That was straight up until 12:02. Okay, and now we've just got one final performer, the winner of our Retro Slam from last year. Yay! We can't get rid of him, he's here all the time, we love him. Come on, Tony. Tony, come on, Tony. Woo!
Oh, what a night. Yeah, everything's been said, everything's been done. Poems. First, I want to do a retrospective because that's cool. It's super short. I should know it because it's so short. It's The Pool Players 7 at the Golden Shovel by Gwendolyn Brooks. We, real cool.
Oh!
We, at school.
Yeah!
We, lurk late. We, shoot straight. We, sing sin. We, Finn We, Jazz June. We, dancing.
Yeah!
Love it. And then this is a piece by me. I wrote it as, it was kind of a prayer that became a poem. I don't know, I'm not really a religious person, but prayers and poems and incantations and spells blend together.
Come on, man.
It doesn't really have a name.
Yeah! All that stuff.
Give me a way to say the unsaid, to hear the unheard, unburdened by what others may think. Give me a stiff drink, or just the throat burn and the fire in the belly. Warm me on cold nights. Love me when it's difficult. Give me ease. Not necessarily peace, but simplicity in surviving the hardships. Give me hardship. Coat my bones in platinum, then toss me in the ocean, and before I drown, teach me to swim. To fight the flooding waters for my life, then give me air. Give me breath. The sigh of relief as I am the thief who stole back their life. Give me life as a sentence, that I may write this story into history, and when it's old and overtold, give me nostalgia as a propping beam on a falling house for me to tell this story one more time. Give me time, and I will give you the secrets of the universe, and at the end of them, give me midnight. A starless sky, dark enough to remind me how bright the city lights look when no one is awake. I've been awake, or more accurately sleepless, or maybe in a waking state, not conscious but still dreaming. I used to dream, believing dreams meant more than living.
Yeah.
Each dawning morning hoping to fall back into bed for sweet relief. For dreams reprieving grief, unfortunate in favor with a greater lack in faith, missing peace. Fate plays thief of hope while it holds itself to law. Time, a devouring flame. Life, a withering wick. And I, up in smoke. So give me dreams of sunrise. Give me sunrise tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Thabani, and finally we make it to the not in the slightest bit bitter end. Okay, I think Baz is ready to award his murderous plants. Would you like me to announce it? Okay. Oh, Jesus.
It's a crooked knee. It's not anything I've done deliberately. Well, the poet who wins the Baz's humble opinions Best Poet of the Night award has gone to the poet who managed to hold my attention for their whole set and has sat and watched every other poet with interest the whole night, and that is Waffle Iron Girl.
So, congratulations. All right. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up really quickly because I'm sure everyone's tired and ready to go home. Thank you to all our wonderful features tonight. So Lish and Paul, Waffle Iron Girl and Tim, everybody else who read, thank you very much. Thanks for staying to the end. Knew it was going to be a late night, so very much appreciated. I hope you really enjoyed it because I sure have. And big congratulations to Lish.
On the 25th of February, I call her HMAS Honda, but Robert Crisp is one of our, is a Poetryspective feature, and actual feature will be a surprise, and it's going to be a good surprise, and it might be TNTA. I'm just waiting on some confirmation from the man himself. So, and that's on the 25th of February. But before that, there are two hard-hit bushfire benefits, and one is on Friday night, and the other one is on Sunday, and they're both at Hardwood. There's information about that on Facebook, and I know that Loran Steinberg has been working really hard to organise these bushfire benefits, and there's a few people who actually featured in these games, Craft, there's Waffle, and there's Paul, and there's, when I'm thinking about this, Amy, what I said, me, me, and several other really fun performers. Come here and add to my really yes. She, in fact,
Okay, so on the Friday, I'm not planning to send this, but I know we've got Lish, we've got Amy Bedosian, we've got Brendan Bonsack, we've got a band called Franco Cozzo, which is very confusing, but it's like a 7-piece band from Blitzkrieg. We've got two drag queens, Annie Kravis and Aurora Arsenic, and comedian Nikki Barry in between. We've got, oh my god, it's a lot. So there's like about 60 performers booked for over 2 days. Like, a lot. Do come. Oh yes, there's a bake sale, there's an art auction, so if your house needs more art, it is a good time to buy that art. Oh, and it's a bowls club, so the booze is really fucking cheap. Come on the Friday or come on the Sunday. The Sunday has a piano accordionist, Eddy Burger and Lulu in the form of the Revolution Brigade, which I think is a 3-headed monster. It's going to be very exciting. Josh Cake. And LB Kim Jets. God, shoot me in the head. Look, there's a poster on the wall over that way. Look at the poster, take a photo, go to the Facebook pages. Oh yeah, Sean Wheeler's going to be on the Sunday. Yeah. We've got DJ Spank Pants on the Friday. For the drag queens and the comedian.